Nashunta Connemara, agus Tomlin and Brathnú an Nadur, agus Hendicha, Plandi, agus Bruce Martin. Is Miss Margaret, agus Shisha, Katie. A Raglan.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you see it. So strap your bones back to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic scuba. Step inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, ride on the magic scuba.
This is an Atlantic peat bog. It has cultural significance within Connemara. Here we have dried turf blocks, which are made from the peat of the bogs. They're made of layers and layers of dead vegetation over thousands of years. The bogs are culturally significant because this was the only source of fuel for people of Connemara, whereas coal was only available to the city folk.
Galway area, or north of Galway, the area of Connemara, it is known for its granite there. That is a granite mountain. Because it's granite, it's going to be a more acidic soil for things, and it's actually used to be mainly a woodland area before people decided to cut this down.
You must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring!
Now this is more used for agricultural purposes, and you can actually see a bunch of sheep over here just grazing, chilling out, and that's literally all across the Connemara landscape. There was an attempt to reforest this area through conifers, and there's actually a bunch of conifers over there, but because this is such an acidic environment, it wasn't very successful.
Here we have some human impact on the environment, this path, which has been tramped on, and we no longer have a lot of vegetation here.
So today in lecture we covered some of the purposes of national parks. It's recreation, conservation, and education. So one of the conservation type things, or slash recreation ones, is providing paths.
Effect with a little path running down the middle.
Like this, it just provides like a designated area for people to walk on and where to walk on, because some areas shouldn't be trudging through. So we know that this is blanket bog area because obviously it's very wet. It gets a lot of rainfall per year, but also by the vegetation as well. So these two ones, this is called rush. This is bell heather. This is cross heather, I think, and this is purple moorgrass. But all of this is very well known to be growing in bog areas, and this is a blanket bog here in Connemara National Park.
Nice.
These paths took a very long time to make. Before these paths were established, people would just walk up willy-nilly, and it would destroy all these habitats and stuff. And this would actually cause major erosion on the site, and not all the water would just come down straight down the mountains and the hills from here, and it would just be like a waterlogged landscape downhill. And the bogs are supposed to absorb the water, but there was so much erosion that it wasn't able to.
So a big part of the work here at the Connemara National Park is restoring the blanket bogs. So you can see here, this is a bog that had been cut at one point, so that reduces the amount of peat there, and it also reduces the amount of water it can store. So the goal is over time to regenerate the peat, but that takes a long time because it takes about 1,000 years for peat to grow by a meter. But it's a long-term project, and climate change is also a concern because as the summers get hotter, the boglands are more likely to dry out. So there are a lot of threats to the bogs, but that's a big part of the work at the park here.
Go.
So as you can see here, human activity has really affected the bogs in Ireland. So from 1645 to 1990, the amount of peat in the boglands has significantly reduced.
Okay. So along these paths, you will often find a lot of invasive species, and it's commonly found along paths is because a lot of visitors, they're a big problem, not because... Splice it. Anyways, so along these paths, you'll find a lot of invasive species, and that's because it's brought in by a lot of visitors, just like on their clothing, or like they track it in with their boots or sneakers. So that's considered invasive. But we're in Ellis Wood right now, which is just down from the mountains that we were just in, and there's a lot of beech trees, and these are actually among some ecologists, they're considered naturalized. They were invasive at some point, but because Ellis Wood is so old, they consider it that it's just a part of the Irish landscape now.
So the other day, though, when we were in a different park with a different ecologist, he was talking about how the beech trees are invasive and still a problem, and we saw this beautiful big tree, and he was saying it's a debate whether they should cut it down or not, because even though it's beautiful and has a lot of significance to the local people, it contributes to young beech saplings coming up. So he was saying that's a problem because then that shades out other undergrowth that would be native.
Okay, go.
Overall, the park provided multiple recreational and educational opportunities to its visitors. For educational purposes, we thought it necessary to demonstrate our awesome seesawing skills as a part of the recreational activities here. Connemara National Park is an exemplary example of conserving this ecologically and nationally important landscape to the Irish people.
Okay, now let's
Wait, I forgot I can zoom. I'm gonna zoom to the
Can you zoom in on me?
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.